Welcome back. This is video 2 of 2 in our short series video around collaborations. Let's talk a ton more wising up. Great to have you here. So in this short video, I'm going to share with you the checklist that we run through in the initial stages when our clients are ready to seriously start to work with us to plan their approach and design that strategy around how they're going to start to approach and connect in and really take that next step in making connection. And how they're going to do that to really drive growth and success in that space. The checklist I'm going to share with you is one that we use with all clients, and it's one that we use in particular with a premium tea client. Now, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, and I always say if you truly want to create exponentially different and truly be an innovator, look outside your own industry, and I can't stress that enough. I always say that to people. Do not be looking hanging out with the same type of people in the same roles in the same industry. That is not how you will be exposed to different learning that can truly move the needle for you. So look further afield. So premium tea client, we met. I said, why do we want to work together? What are you hoping you're going to get from this relationship? What does great look like for you? Is there something that you've been wanting to do, trying to move on, and it hasn't worked? And this particular client said to me, we want to be able to create an Australian network of having our brand in the most premium niche supermarkets in the country. So we started and it's been incredibly successful. And that client is now obviously taking that out and building that network as they plan. But there was a lot of work and difference that had to be created within that individual and within that business to be able to do that to this level. So today's short video checklist, what did we have to either create or make sure that we had to be able to take that next step right around before we even approached those supermarkets with this premium tea brand. So the first thing that we had to make sure that we had was that there would be a commitment from the business, both in terms of money, time, staff and resourcing, to actually make this a success. Now, you would think that that would be quite obvious, but it isn't. And I think people do underestimate the amount of thinking and resources and commitment that goes into successful, not only designing collaboration, but managing them end to end. So don't be naive there. There is certainly a process and a lot of thinking and resourcing that needs to go into that as well too, right, to make the relationship work. So we had to make sure, number one on that checklist, that they were committed to providing the resources to be able to do that. The second one was that they need to be committed to making the time to scope up an end-to-end process for implementation. So not just as they would have done once, send off an email, hey, we like the supermarket, we think it'd be a great fit. Oh, why haven't I heard back? Right? Like, no. Smart end-to-end process for how beginning, prior to making connections, during, this is the initial part of course, during and after we've made that connection as well too. So they had and worked with me to scope a very, very detailed process around that. The third point on the checklist that we had to make sure they were prepared to do was that they would create new communications to reflect what they were trying to achieve. So if they wanted to be able to attract those supermarkets, they had to create a partnership approach really, and they had to make sure that all their comms and their messaging actually fitted in line with what they were trying to achieve through that. So they had to create new communications. They had to design new imagery. They had to create and craft a new message. So if they weren't prepared to do that, it wouldn't have worked. They were also prepared to, as part of this, to trial and experiment with new ideas. So unfortunately, you can't innovate if you don't want to take risk. It's how you actually design your response to that that will actually matter and provide a different outcome for you. So we had to make sure they were prepared to do that, would make the time to do that. The other thing was that they would work to create ways to measure the success of that relationship, and right from the beginning of when they would make contact right through to, exiting. But yeah, we had to make sure that they were willing to be able to put those processes in place to manage that relationship and also check on their own progress too in terms of doing that. The second final point that I'd like to make that we put onto this checklist to make sure that we could actually get a real handle on what was missing and how committed they were to the collaborative process was that they had a win-win approach. And so we had to make sure that we were changing mindset. As I said, it wasn't just about what they were going to get. It was the benefit and the opportunity for growth that they were going to give to that other partner, and all the opportunities that don't currently exist that this particular premium brand would be able to provide these supermarkets across Australia. So that was particularly important, that we had a recalibration of how we were thinking in regards to this. And the final one was that we had to make sure that they were willing and able to commit the time to do the research and do their homework and understand what was high value to that other partner, and understand where they sit within the market, and do their homework around the strategic plan and vision and purpose of that business, and the market that they actually, sat within and fulfilled as well too. So that was where we started to make sure that before this business and Kickstart committed any more time and energy and money to it, that they were able and willing and could really think through how they were going to deliver on those points. So great to have you here. We always ask for a question or a comment against this particular content. So you'll see the question below. Love your ideas, would love your input. Share away. If you're a pro member, you will get the notes to accompany this video. So the checklists and so forth will be there for you to be able to come back and engage and utilise as you would like back into the business. So you will never lose great content and an idea again. You'll be able to have that will be sent through to you. So come back in, reconnect. There is a lot in there. But yeah, this checklist has been incredibly important just to reassess, reset, so that as a business owner, you are getting a real handle on your own reality and your level of commitment to making collaboration work. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you for being here.